Hi everyone, this is Ms. Belford on campus. That's why I have my mask on. It's the first time I've been on campus since last March, and it's really weird. Things are so different with the tents and everything, but then there are things that look exactly the same, like the art on the walls, and so it's going to be great to have everyone back. I assume that by the time you're seeing this video, you will have been back, and I'm sure you're happy to be back. I want to talk to you a little bit about how I'm going to attempt to teach while we're fully on campus, but yet we don't really know what our connectivity will be when we're under the tents. So I'm going to have a little bit of a mini lesson that will be watching the mini lesson and doing a little work toward that will be work that you'll do at home, so that when you arrive on campus, you can do work. We'll be able to be flexible. You can do work that may be able to be done if we have reliable Wi-Fi at the time, but we'll also be prepared to work if our Wi-Fi isn't great that day or at all. It's going to be tested, right? Even though we have Wi-Fi, once everyone is back there and everyone's competing for it, we might not have what we need. So here we are, and I'm going to take you through the lessons that we have. Let me just go up and just show you what let's see if I could switch this. Okay, so this walks us through what Unit 1 will be. So in Unit 1 we have 14 lessons, and each lesson should be about 45 minutes long. So what does that mean? Right now we're in blocks of an hour length, and what I'm hoping to do, like I said, is I'm hoping to introduce a lesson to you at night and at home, and then we're in class for an hour. So really, we should be able to get through these in a shorter amount of time than 14 meeting times. If you figure, each one of these lessons is scheduled for 45 minutes and you're seeing some of it at home, and then we're working on some of it under the tent, we might be able to at times get through 2 lessons per meeting time. So maybe 5 lessons, maybe 6 lessons a week. 6 lessons I feel like is pushing it. But I really want you to communicate with me about how you're doing, getting through your lessons with all of your classes, virtually when you're home, and keeping up, because this is a very new world for all of us, and so communication is key. And if you're falling behind, I need to know that. I want you to tell me. And if enough of you are telling me, then I'll know that it's the pace. If it's just you, well, then we'll work together individually, okay? So let's just talk about Unit 1. Unit 1 is digital information, and I'm just going to walk through what all the lessons are, okay? So welcome to CSP. It's lesson 1, representing information, circle, square, patterns. That's introducing binary language, which then goes right into binary numbers. Everything, that every way a computer communicates is binary: on, off, yes, no. So we'll talk about that. We'll learn about that. Overflow and rounding, sending text, black and white images, color images. So again, this is all in the context of how computers save, send, share, all of this information. Really, it all goes back to using binary numbers. How is a picture coded with only using on, off, black, ones and zeros? Okay, lossless compression, lossy compression, intellectual property, and then finishing with 2 projects and an exam. So every unit, I think there are 10 units. Every unit will finish with both a project and an assessment. And, you know, as we get closer to that, we'll talk about what both of them look like. The assessments, for the most part, will be multiple choice and on your computer. And projects are a whole mixed bag of independent and collaborative. And we will modify them as needed based on social distancing needs and virtual needs and all that. Okay? My ultimate goal, though, just so you know, AP Computer Science Principles is, it's called a create task, and you're going to need 12 hours to work on that. And probably this will be completed and worked on while you're virtual, and it will be with a partner. At least it has been in partnerships in the past. I believe it still is going to be in a partnership. The College Board has changed a lot of the way the exam looks this year. They've gotten rid of a lot. But the create task is, while changing, it's remaining that they're still looking for you to submit a create task. That is due usually the end of April. And so we will be working on this remotely, which I almost think might be better because you're going to need guaranteed Wi-Fi and internet. So under the tent might not have been the best option anyway. So we will still be meeting and talking and everything else, but by the time we get up to that, that'll probably be while we're fully remote. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to shift to my other slides. And so this is all in your Google Classroom. If you're in section 1, you're going to go to, and you can just pause this if you want to do this now. If you haven't done this already, you're going to follow the link, and your join code for section 1 is JTDJTZ. And if you're in section 2, your join code is WZBGRB. Okay, and just so you know, section 1 is D block and set for, that's how I have it for me, for my purposes, and section 2 is E block. All right. And once you're in code.org, which is where we're going to be working, you're going to take a pre-course survey, which really kind of is data for code.org to kind of see what your starting point is. Everybody has a different starting point for this course, and it's important that you do this now before we get too deep into the course. So I would like you to do this during the first week of classes, okay? Okay, so here are 2 things I want you to think about. I want you to think about something that you know a lot about. This is not computer science related. This might be knitting, this might be soccer, it might be horseback riding, perhaps it's Fortnite. I don't care what it is. Something that you know a lot, cooking, whatever. And or something that you could teach somebody. It might be the same thing. Okay? And once you can think of that, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to draw it on a piece of paper. This will be done at home, and if you don't finish it at home, that's fine. We'll talk about this during the first week that we're here. But then once you finish it at home, I would like you to take a picture of it, and we will upload it to the Google Classroom. I'm then going to put you in groups, and when you're in the groups with your work of what it should be, okay, you're going to think about what it is that you know something about, and you're going to think about the tech that might go along with what it is that you're good at, okay, or how it affects it. But that's only going to come after I don't want you to think about the tech first, because you'll get jammed, that'll jam you up, and you won't be able to think about the thing that you're good at. Because the thing that you're good at might not have anything to do with technology or the internet or computers. It's even better if it doesn't. Okay? So once you have drawn a picture of something that you're good at, you're going to meet with a group and you're going to go around in your group and you're going to talk about how a way that technology might improve it or make it better, faster, easier to use, okay, or have a creative or innovative new technology that might help solve a problem within the thing that you're good at, within your area that you are an expert, or something that will make it better, okay? Now, this isn't just going to come, so say you are a ballerina. It's not going to just come from you for you to think about how tech might improve ballet. That's going to come from everyone that I put you in a group with, okay? So that's going to be a collaborative process. And from there, okay, once you discuss everything, you're going to think of the most interesting thing in the group. But it's only after you've gone around, everyone has shared what it is that is of interest to them and that they're good at, and after you talk about the tech that might improve it or add to it or enrich it. And then once you do that, you're going to pick the one idea that you're interested as a group to sketch, okay? And you're going to make a big poster of this. Now, how we're going to do this as we're socially distanced is going to be tricky, but that's okay because I'll supply you with a virtual doc that you can all draw on at the same time. So we'll get it done. Don't worry about that. Okay? And then we'll put it all in one space and everyone can look at everybody else's work. And we'll finish with this video. Hopefully I could get it to play. Probably cannot because I don't have it in present mode.
I think 19th century was about the industrial.
So this is the video that I'm going to have you watch, but I'm going to actually share the link on the Google Classroom page because we're going to run out of time. I only want these videos to be 15 minutes in length, and we're about 12 and a half minutes into this. So this video will be something that will be something that I want you to watch, but I will put this up separately in the Google Classroom. Okay, and as a takeaway at the end of Lesson 1, I want you to think about what you're excited to learn about in this class. I think that we're going to be able to get through this and probably Lesson 2 during our first meeting time, although I can't be sure. You know, we'll see. It's also really important that we get to know one another and talk about, you know, everything from this class to anything else that you want to let me know about during this first week. It's going to be a very weird start for all of us, and so it's so important to me, and I'm sure to you, to get to know each other as best we can, considering the circumstances that we're going to have a lot of distractions around us and masks on and all of that. I think I know that I'm really excited to be back at work. I don't think I've ever looked forward to work so much, and I have 3 kids, and all 3 are missing school more than I think they ever thought that they would, and so my guess is you're kind of feeling that way too. So, you know, during the first week, we're going to play by ear how fast we're going to jump into the academics. We'll see how it goes, okay? So, that's really it. And you'll find these videos on, I'm going to make a Google site, a website, and Google Classroom. So you'll find them both places, and we'll talk a lot about that and the organization of things during the first week as well. Any questions, just email me, jbelford@polyprep.org, and I'll see you next class.